Well, we've really felt like we had a really good off season, really good spring practice. I really do think that, games kind of get won and lost this time of year in terms of, the kind of team chemistry you develop and, how the players sort of pay attention to detail and hold the team as an important part of what they want to accomplish in the fall. We're really pleased with the individual meetings that we had after spring practice and the direction that our coaches are going now in spring recruiting. And I'm on the Crimson Caravan tour and meeting and speaking to a lot of our fans and supporters and alumni. So that's always something that I look forward to. But, I would like to mention, that our thoughts and prayers are out to the family and friends of John Servati, who is a swimmer and a student athlete here in our program in Alabama, who passed away Monday night. He was a fine young man, and just want to make sure that his family knows that our thoughts and prayers are with his family and friends.
Thanks, Coach. Your first question comes from Andrew Gribble of the Alabama Media Group.
Yes, Nick, I'm just wondering, what are some of the challenges that Jacob Coker faces in that first month on campus throughout the summer, just to kind of get up to speed with everything?
I think, basically we're talking about learning a system so that he has a chance to be able to, when the opportunity comes in August, that he's going to have a better chance of going out and feeling comfortable and playing with confidence and, developing the physical skills to implement the things that we want to do, which probably are not as different as people make them from what he has done. But it's just the idea of terminology and understanding and feeling comfortable, in the system that we have. And learning curve is going to be steep, but he's a bright young guy, and he's got experience and knowledge in a similar system. So we're hoping that we can make a smooth transition for him.
Just a reminder to ask a question for Coach Saban. Please press *1 on your keypad. We'll now go to Bob Holt from the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette.
Hey, Coach. How you doing?
Good, Bob. How are you?
Hey, how did Lane Kiffin fit in with your staff this spring? And did you just talk about his hire and what attracted you to that?
Well, Lane did a fantastic job, with our staff and our players. Both parties have, I think, have a lot of respect for his knowledge, enthusiasm, experience. I think they respect him as a teacher. He really did a really good job with, the staff and the players. And, anytime you make a change, everybody's got to make a little adjustments. And we've tried to, keep some of the things that we're doing and allow Lane the freedom to do some of the things that he wants to do. And I think everybody's bought into that, and it's worked out really, really well. So I think he's a great asset to our staff in terms of his knowledge and experience. And, it's been great for me, too, to have a guy that's, been a head coach before and had some of the issues and problems that we have. And I really feel good about, his addition to our staff.
What were your thoughts on the announcement Sunday night about the SEC schedule staying the same?
Well, we sort of, I've never had a problem with, the schedule that we have. I think everybody knows that I've been sort of in favor of playing 9 conference games and adding one more game for what's now being called the Big 5 conferences so that everybody plays 10 quality opponents. And, my primary reason for that is, first of all, for the fans, so that we're playing more good games and there's more fan interest. And, they'll want to come to the stadiums and see the games, which I think should be a primary concern. But secondly, for the players, that they have more opportunity to play more teams in our conference. And but I do think in what we decided to do, we've taken a step in that direction, that everybody will play, 9 quality games. For us, it was important to us as a program to be able to keep our rivalry with Tennessee because that means a lot, to our fans. I just wish that every player could have a better chance to play more teams on the other side if we, rotated 2 opponents, which could have only been done, keep our rivalry with Tennessee and rotate 2 teams, would have to play 9 games, and that was the reason that I was for that. But I'm happy with what we're doing now, and we can all move forward and schedule, in 2016 and beyond, which has been a little bit of an issue for us.
Next question comes from Cecil Hurt of the Tuscaloosa News.
Hey, Coach. Bob sort of asked my question, but as a follow-up to that, will you continue to schedule non-conference games the way you have with the neutral site games, or now that 2016 is clear, are you going to ask Coach Battle to look at some home and homes?
Well, I think that we'll do both to try to get the best quality opponents that we can. I know that there's some really good opportunities for us to continue to do the neutral site games, which, really, if you look back, when we played Clemson in Atlanta, the second year we were here and won that game, that sort of ignited the program because there's so much national interest in those games. And, so we're going to continue to play those games. The Penn State home and home was great for us. So however we can get the best quality opponents is, I think, the philosophy that we'll use. But I know in 16 and 17 we have some really good opportunities to play neutral site games.
Thank you, Coach.
Next question comes from Jimmy Himes of the Sports Animal in Knoxville.
Nick, what was the best art heard to stay with the 8 games and the permanent opponent?
Well, look, everybody has different issues and different problems when it comes to scheduling. There's some people in the league that are concerned about playing the best quality of schedule. There's some people who are concerned about playing a schedule where they have the best opportunity to become bowl eligible. All right, so it's hard for everybody to have a common denominator that some of us have, like Auburn, Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, have really, really long-time traditional rivalries that are important to the fan base that some people can respect and some people can't. So, all these things are different issues and problems that we all have, and I think what you're talking about is what is the best compromise, to be reached. And, there's issues with playing 9 games because you have a 5-4 home and away format, so you'd have to be able to complement a 5th home game with another good opponent. So there's issues and problems with every scenario in terms of scheduling. I think that's why it was a difficult decision. And I think that, the conference, the presidents, our athletic directors did a fantastic job of taking all that information, putting it together, and trying to come up with the best solution that offered and solved the most problems. And I can't say that this is it, but I do have a lot of faith, trust, and confidence in them. And I'm pleased that we are doing what we are doing in the future because we're going to be able to keep our rivalry with Tennessee. And I wish we could play more people on the other side from a player standpoint, but that's not possible and staying with 8 games. So you got to give and take a little bit, and I think it's a sacrifice that we all have to make in what's overall best for our league.
And one other thing, Kevin Steele back on the field, what does he bring as an on-the-field coach?
Well, Kevin's an outstanding coach. He's been a great teacher. He's been a coordinator. He's a very good recruiter. So I think he has tremendous assets in all areas of what I would look for in a coach. The fact that he's coached for us before and knows our system is also a set for us. So we're excited about having him, and he's a good fit with the coaches that we have here.
Thank you.
Final question this morning comes from Chris Lowe of ESPN.com.
Hey, Nick, how are you?
Good, Chris. How are you?
Hey, I wondered how much Derek grew this spring just as a total football player from sort of where he was, a year ago?
Derrick Henry?
Yeah, Derrick Henry.
Yeah, Derrick, I think Derrick made a tremendous amount of growth last year during the season, really during bowl practice, had an outstanding bowl game. He's had a really good off season, had a good spring. So, we're excited about his future. He's a hard worker. He's a fine young man. Tries to do everything the right way on and off the field. So, we're encouraged by his progress, and we think that he's capable of making a tremendous contribution to our team in a lot of different ways. And now he's sort of comfortable in what is expected of him here, not only in running the ball, but running pass routes, catching the ball, pass protection, being a complete player at his position. I think he's much more confident and feels like he can make a tremendous contribution as well.